Well, it sure is good I didn't make that video right after SummerSlam, huh? I was convinced after I finished the show that it was just going to be basically talking about how good Logan Paul is, and how disappointed I was that Austin Theory didn't cash in and fulfill the dream, and how awesome it is to see Dakota Kai and Io Sky back in the WWE ring. But then SmackDown happened and Karrion Kross showed up without his bucket and in a leather jacket and with hair, and he looked way tougher than he ever did as a bucket gladiator. I don't know if I'm going to take him super seriously as a main eventer just yet. Maybe don't mention him getting destroyed in a promo by Adam Cole and reduced to just an entrance. And maybe don't acknowledge the fact that Minoru Suzuki called him a fucking young boy. Yeah, I think that would probably do him some good. Right now, I think WWE in 1 week has done better than they've done probably for the past 5 years. We're going to see Io Sky and Dakota Kai on Raw every week. Io Sky just had her first match on Raw, and that's brilliant. I want to see Dakota Kai in the ring again. It's been far too long since I've seen her in the ring. Kross, I'm not as excited about. Like, it's big that he's back, but honestly, I was not that big a fan. Like, I don't hate the guy. I think he's a good wrestler, but maybe he should have... I didn't mind that he was controlling his narrative somewhere else. There's a lot of speculation going on about who's Triple H going to get next. And he's probably going to go for his old NXT people like Johnny Gargano. I'm not going to speculate on whether or not he is or isn't. Like I said, he seems happy to be out of wrestling for the time being and just chilling. I think Dexter Lumis is coming back, and I think that's going to be one of the best decisions that WWE makes, so they can finally go back to the Dexter Lumis Indy Hartwell thing. That was one of the best things on NXT. And speaking of NXT, Santos Escobar is back. That was one of the big highlights of wrestling for me. I am a huge Legado del Fantasma fan. I could see this coming from a mile away. They still had the Legado armbands. The smug looks on their faces whenever they showed up. Tony D'Angelo didn't see it coming, but everybody else did. And I'm hoping that once Santos Escobar and Tony D'Angelo have their match, that's over. I want to see Legado del Fantasma as faces feuding against other people. I also want to bring up Quincy Elliott. NXT Level Up is quietly a really good show, and Quincy Elliott is really funny and great in the ring. I love seeing Quincy Elliott wrestle. That's all there really is to it. Quincy Elliott is based as hell. What's not so based, actually, I think it's kind of cringe, is the whole Austin Theory failing to cash in. I was convinced that was going to be his night. I watched SummerSlam with a bunch of friends, and they all saw me mark out when Austin Theory starts running down the ramp, and they watched me lose my composure when he failed. I still think he's going to be WWE champion. I still think he's going to cash in. He still isn't buried, you fucking marks. I just think there's going to be a bit more patience with him. I will cope until the day I die, or the day Theory wins the belt, that he is not buried. And I'm going to keep saying that he is not buried, you fucking marks. So yeah, that's pretty much what has happened in the world of wrestling this week. I'm mainly a WWE focused channel, but if something comes up where something outside of WWE interests me beyond like the typical stuff I watch, like New Japan, Stardom, like let's say something happens in MLW, I'll cover that if I think it's interesting. But I don't know your thoughts on the world of wrestling right now. Anything you want to hear me talk about? Leave in the comments below. Later, you fucking marks.